Welcome back everyone, it's Mags, and a few weeks ago, Inti Creates dropped their latest big project, a card battler called Card-En-Ciel. They really hit it out of the park here. Even having basically no experience with these types of games, I enjoyed the hell out of it and plan to go back for the extra content. But that's not what we're here to talk about. The story of Card-En-Ciel has the main character Neon delving into the worlds of in-universe video games to solve a bigger crisis affecting the entire virtual world. Hilariously, Inti Creates uses this as an opportunity to shill a few of their own real IPs, with dungeons and cards coming from Gunvolt, Luminous Avenger, and even Galgun. But this premise also gives way for Inti Creates to put a whole host of ideas for other games on display. These fictional IPs in the world of Card-En-Ciel all have their own art styles, story synopses, character designs, and even designated genres. The dungeons you visit and all the cards you get are based on either one of Inti's real IPs or a made-up one. Obviously, this makes it kind of a bummer that all of these don't actually exist. I would love to see Inti Creates actually make one of these a reality. Enter Dynamo Flamefrit, originally one of these fictional IPs, but Inti liked it so much they wanted to actually make it. Card-En-Ciel was set to release on October 24th, and Flamefrit at an undisclosed date in 2024 afterwards. But for those who wanted Flamefrit early, Inti ran a special deal. They promised to include it as a bonus for pre-ordering Card-En-Ciel, meaning when Card-En-Ciel released, you'd also get Flamefrit early alongside it. This applied to basically any purchase of the game, both physical and digitally on Steam. So of course, I jumped all over that and pre-ordered Card-En-Ciel on Steam. Low-key, I was more interested in Flamefrit than Card-En-Ciel just out of pure curiosity on what the hell this thing was, so on October 24th, when Card-En-Ciel became available to play, I eagerly went to check out Flamefrit and... Hi everyone, we are receiving reports that the pre-order bonus of Dynamo Flamefrit is not showing up in customers' libraries. Rest assured, anyone who pre-ordered will receive the bonus. The physical copies shipped without a hitch, but Valve was not playing nice with Inti's digital deal. An entire week went by with no progress, and on October 31st, Inti announced the official normal release date for Flamefrit. It would be available to everyone on consoles on November 21st, and on Steam to everyone a week earlier on November 14th. Alongside this announcement, Inti basically said, "We tried with the pre-orders, but we couldn't make it happen. This is the best we can do." Everyone on Steam is getting in on the 14th. So awesome, pre-order bonus out the window. At least it'll only be another 2 weeks. Fast forward to the 14th, and I can't wait to finally experience Dynamo. Dear fans awaiting the release of Flamefrit, during our planned release of Dynamo Flamefrit today, we have encountered an unforeseen error that is currently preventing the game from being released. Just when I was mentally preparing myself to wait until the 21st to finally just get the damn thing on console, at around 8 PM EST that same day, it finally went live. All of that to say, this video would have happened a lot sooner. And barring any ill will from this disaster, I am here to give my thoughts. Dynamo Flamefrit is meant to just be a little bonus to Card-En-Ciel, so it's an incredibly short game, priced at only $7 on Steam, similar to something like their previous Mighty Gunvolt. But rest assured, this is significantly more enjoyable than Mighty Gunvolt. The entire game is very much inspired by old cheesy fantasy anime tropes, so if you're into that sort of thing, this will be a great time. It revolves around a middle schooler named Yuto who is summoned to the world of Hollow Guard by a being known as a divine dynamo named Flamefrit. So he's, Dynamo Flamefrit. Some ill-intentioned individual is aiming to resurrect an ancient evil that will destroy Hollow Guard, so Yuto must find the other 3 divine dynamos and their respective knights like himself, and together, through the power of friendship, defeat the great evil. It is so charmingly cheesy, and I love every bit of it. The main gameplay is reminiscent of something like Zelda, that is to say, a top-down sword-swingy game with very simple mechanics, a basic 3-hit combo that has a decently long recovery time if you finish it, a charged attack that uses mana and swings all the way around you, and a dodge roll with a bit too long of a cooldown and way too long if you actually dodge something with its iframes. If they were really worried about it being cheese material, they could have made it, like 1 second just to stop you from spamming it, but really only useful occasionally for escaping dangerous scenarios and not really for regular use given its long cooldown. Things are shaken up a bit over time though by being able to summon the other knights and use their abilities for mana once you find them, which are usually broken as hell and fun to play around with. For a game this short, and I'm talking like 2 hours short on a first playthrough, it's a solid system. I will say I felt some fatigue with it towards the end, so if the game were any longer, I'd say the gameplay should have been a bit more, and it would still be cool if it was, but it doesn't quite overstay its welcome, which is nice. Even towards the end, I was kept entertained by trying to find different use cases for the other knight abilities and clearing entire rooms with them. There's plenty to explore in each area, with multiple branching paths to find your way through, but you don't have to worry about missing anything. All there is to find is what's required to move forward, so if you're anything like me and get overwhelmed by there being so many different directions to go because you want to make sure you explore everywhere, you don't have to worry. Most wrong directions, quote unquote, will just be dead ends with a health or a mana pickup, or will just make a big circle to where you were before. For the most part, it is a solid, simple experience. If this is a little too derivative and samey for you though, it may interest you to know that's only one form this game takes. Enter boss battles. These divine dynamos aren't designed like mechs for nothing, they are mechs. In boss battles, Yuto pilots the massive Flamefrit from a first-person perspective and fights the bosses that way. In this mode, you can simply aim and shoot flames, guard one side of your body with your sword, and slash your sword. You'll be doing some minuscule damage to the boss with your fire until you can stun it with your sword, which will allow you to go all in on it. These are awesome, and definitely stand out a lot more than its more basic on-foot gameplay. They are fast-paced, and you need to be on the ball to guard in time and stun the boss properly. You'll still take some damage from attacks if the guard isn't timed just right, and in most cases, perfectly timed guards are also the only way to stun the boss. And with two sides of your body to pay attention to, it makes for a very satisfying system. I think they do suffer just a little bit from clunkiness. At first, the guarding seems to have some unintuitive recovery time, which can be frustrating when you're trying to learn the boss's patterns, and even the flames shoot out for a short but fixed amount of time, which can feel a little bit awkward. But hey, when my biggest complaint about the bosses is that I wish there were more of them, I think that speaks for itself. This game is complete with a lot of the standards you'd expect from Inti Creates. Gorgeous pixel art, a great soundtrack, and some tight-ass gameplay. It should be noted that not only is Divine Dynamo Flamefrit initially a made-up IP from Card-En-Ciel, but so is Divine Dynamo Flamefrit 2! Which means the groundwork for a sequel is already laid out, and I would love to see Inti make that, too, a reality. Preferably a more fleshed out title with more dynamic on-foot sections, a task I very much doubt they'd have a problem with. So if you were thinking about buying this for only $7, I'd say it's well worth it. And that's about all. I've been Mags, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.